Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my live reaction to Death Battle's latest fight. Ruby Rose versus Maka. Ruby Rose from Ruby versus Maka from Soul Eaters. Y'all know that this fight was coming. It's here. Little late for me, but I don't go by Death Battle schedule. So Death Battle schedule is during football Sunday, so that's more important to me. So next time, move it to Saturday at 1. Which is what the time should be, anyways. In my opinion, I don't know who decided that. Who made the decision? Because it used to be Saturday, if I'm remembering correctly, back in their OG days. I don't know whose decision it was or who thought it was a good idea to do Saturday at 1 o'clock when you got football playing. So that's my whole thing on that. This will be premiered because I can't live stream this because I don't know, the OVS thing is just not working. When we tried this last time. All right. So, as I said in my last video, couple things. I'm just gonna enjoy this battle. The only way I'm not going to be happy is if somehow Maka doesn't win, because Maka does win. I've changed my opinion on that years ago. Obviously, we know we did the Ruby versus Maka fight for CFC years ago. We had Ruby win, which in hindsight was wrong. I've said that multiple times. But at the end of the day, I'm interested to see if Death Battle does have Maka win. They got Casey, the composer for Ruby, to be doing this as well as Lindsay, the voice actor of Ruby, which I think is pretty cool. I am just worried at how the research is going to be presented, because Death Battle's past history when it comes to some of their certain research. Also, as to clarify from my last video, I did have some misinformation in there, and I did put in a comment post to clarify it. Death Battle did not compose or composite Broly in the Broly versus Hulk fight. That was a mistake. That was what was it? They acknowledged it, but they didn't actually use it in the fight, or actually use any of its feats in the fight itself. And they did mention it on their square bubble thing. So yeah, that was something I had to correct. We here at my channel try to get the most accurate information possible. So when we do screw up, we do want to make that correction. Even though I'm not a big fan of this series because of their past history of things that they used to do on a lot of their older fights, I do want to set the record straight on when they do get things accurate. Look, simple as if Death Battle does get things right, I am going to be okay with it. And despite everybody memorizing the videos where I've criticized Death Battle for certain flaws in their research in the past, there has been times where I have said I thought the fight was correct. Um, one of the most infamous ones, yes, we're going there. One of the most infamous ones was the one that a lot of the community actually disagreed with Death Battle on, and that was Toph versus Gara. For anybody who doesn't remember that, I'm sure you do. So, as I still, to this day, think Toph beats Gara. So I just want to clarify that too, because again, a lot of people that watch these videos anytime when I've done a death battle video, whether it be a reaction or a rant or a debunk or review, whatever type of video I have done on death battle in the past, there's been this conception that I just am going to criticize death battle for every fight that they do. Any fight that they get wrong, I will criticize them for. But nobody ever mentions the fights where I have, praised them for getting a specific fight correct. So I also want to put that record out there too, since a lot of people seem to think that it's just always about me hating on death battle. It's not. It's about them getting the things right. I hope this isn't going to be misinterpreted by somebody in the on the comment section, but I'm sure it will. But yeah, in terms of Ruby versus Maka, the only way I'm going to totally be pissed off about this fight is if somehow Ruby wins. Because it's just not logical at this point. It's not logical. I can't see any scenario unless if they totally downplay Maka, like we kind of did on Cartoon Fight Club like 10 years ago. But we did that mainly because we were focusing on the anime of Soul Eaters versus the manga, which the manga obviously is a lot much stronger than the anime in terms of feats. So that's kind of where we really missed the ball on it at the time. But even now, I would still say that the anime would beat Ruby. Now there is a new feat for Ruby, which we didn't talk about in the stream, with Manning, and Reptile. And I did talk about it in my, last video about Ruby versus Maka. And that was the fact that, yes, in the final season of Ruby, as of right now, it's the final season. We don't know if they're going to do another season or not. She did dodge lightning. So, yes, she is hypersonic, not supersonic. I wouldn't say she's any stronger than that, because I think there is a lot of contents to the specific feat of lightning. I think it is fair to say. But I am curious to how Ben and Chad, or Wiz and Boomstick, or I don't remember who the researchers are. I know, I think Akuma's still on their research team. So not holding any breaths on that. But that's going to be the one thing that I'm going to look at specifically. I'm going to look at that to see where they're going to put on Ruby. Now, for people that are wondering, also, no, I have not looked at their preview videos, like their 2 preview videos that they do in the lead up to this fight. I never do that anymore because those previews are just basically just little general informations. They don't show the full analysis of what they're going to do in the actual fight analysis for the full-length video. So I don't really care to look at those anymore, because that's how they've always done them. And I just think they're useless at this point. So that's why I didn't look through those. So I'm going in this completely not knowing anything of what's going on. I've avoided spoilers because obviously the fight came out yesterday, or at the time of this video coming out, it will probably be Tuesday, but I am recording this a little after Monday night, into Tuesday morning. So whenever this comes out on my channel, just keep in mind that is the time that we are doing this at. That is the time I'm recording this at, because this is going to be a premiere. I got a little extra time because my Beast Pick recording won't be until Wednesday because Kyle is a little under the weather right now. So we are delaying that a day. So our Beast Pick, our NFL Beast Pick, will be delayed a day for recording. So I got a little extra time to premiere this where it makes sense for my YouTube scheduling. So that's kind of where, but we're already 10 minutes into this. So I would just like to start getting to this now, because I'm sure that's what you're all here for. So here we go. Without further ado, wait, hold on. I forgot to put it up. Nope, not that. Nope, not that. Come on. Where is it? Not that. There we go. All right. Here we go. Ruby versus Maka. All right. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, good. Okay. Make sure everything is going on. Okay. All right, here we go. Dude, I really love this song.
Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The Battle of Spunky Teens.
Battles. What are we doing?
With oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death.
We don't want to hear it. Skip.
Remember when Mama Boomstick read me bedtime fairy tales? Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world of Remnant, fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle with monstrous Grimm, and there was nothing more exciting than that to Ruby Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress, Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted nothing more than...
Leader, yeah, okay. Eats cookies and drinks milk. An official VTuber.
To be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, Ruby clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that, she's got...
I mentioned, just to I don't know why this is not... Just to clarify, this fight, the main reason why they're doing this, as I mentioned in my last video, is they're doing this for Monty Ohm, who publicly requested this on Twitter before he unfortunately passed away. And he doesn't care who wins, by the way. He even said that on Twitter. I remember seeing that. He doesn't care who wins. He just wants the fight to happen. He wants Ruby to verse Maka. That was his dream fight. So that's why they're doing it.
Weapon geek gene just like yours truly. Ruby doesn't leave home without her trusty Crescent Rose. It may look like a high-tech scythe, and it is, but it's also a gun. Ruby made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their battle with the Grim.
Crescent Rose can switch between sniper and scythe at the press of a button. Ruby's an old hand at flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being, like, bigger than she is. How does she do it with those noodle arms? The girl can't even throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to, given the strength of her aura. All living beings in Remnant have an aura, except dark creatures like Grimm, though not all of them can utilize it in combat without extensive training. See, aura forms a barrier that blocks fatal blows and even heals wounds.
It can make weapons stronger too. When Ruby slaps a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic, but accurate. This dust represents the base elements of the world. Fire, electricity, ice, wind, anti-gravity. Does that last one count?
Rule of cool, Wiz. She's got the eyes of a hawk, and when she shoots you with dust, a bullet wounds the...
Or a barrier, yeah. Hampton. The silver eyes. Okay.
Last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, Ice Dust can freeze over whole mechs, and she can power up her kicks to crater military.
Ruby Dust should be compared to Weiss, which was able to kill the Queen Lancelot that had previously survived 3.6 kilos of explosions.
Grade steel.
A person's aura may be limited, but Ruby can keep track of hers with this handy health bar on her not smartphone.
Ruby blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she was appointed the leader of her own group, with Weiss Schnee, Flake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it. Team Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for many years of learning with her friends would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends? Dead. Her school? Totally wrecked. Her sister? Disarmed. All because of a lover's spat that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided, and it was time to say goodbye to any happily ever after.
But Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance too.
Right. While aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by aura. And Ruby's got super speed. Or a teleport? Or what is she doing exactly?
Close. This is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. Ruby can rocket from one point to another in milliseconds.
By literally bursting into petals.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, Ruby's semblance is extremely complex and variable. It involves breaking her body down to its molecular components.
I remember that episode. That episode was funny. I'm not gonna lie, that was a funny episode. Other characters like Mercury have stuck Ruby Petal Burst before, but this was before she fully understood the ability. She could later phase through attacks more regularly.
Before zooming off in complex paths, negating the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora is best girl. Ruby's Petal Burst is so quick she can make flying missiles look completely still. Good luck tagging her with a bullet or a breadstick.
She is certainly quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an actual
Adam Taurus, the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
They've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus of all, Adam Taurus.
Well, he did draw his sword fast enough to parry an actual particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years. Ruby could safely
Hold on.
Such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to
Dude, you can't just get back to me with it. Nope. Are they really gonna try to argue that she's faster than light? Dude. Oh my god. Oh boy. I can already see it.
just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends,
They did say just under light speed, but I am kind of concerned with that assessment right there.
she was a beacon of hope.
Well, yeah, because she's got one more superpower. Her silver eyes. Just like her mom, Ruby inherited them from the god of light as a weapon against negative anti-life energy.
I haven't seen anybody's yet, so... Grims are created of the god of destruction as a result of the manifestation and destruction of the silver eyes, can counter Grim powers with the light of life. This is shown in her battle with where Ruby's silver eyes were restored, had drained willpower.
like the evil goop Grim spawned from. Just a wink and blam! Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness!
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even match the Ace Ops, an elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Including Harriet, whose super speed semblance was totally outclassed by Petal Burst, and Vine, whose aura was strong.
The Ace Ops were able to counter... Wait, what? Okay. I want to make sure. The Ace Apps were able to contain somewhat with Maiden Penny, who has similar impressive feats of lifting among colonization through. Even as a group, they struggled against
Enough to contain a bomb that was about to decimate the whole city of Mantle. Man, these are some pretty powerful auras.
Though it's important to remember, Ruby is only 17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and heavier.
She got over it. Look at her go!
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world. Ruby had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
Alright, so I'm really concerned with that last few where they were saying, oh, he's under light speed.
Today's battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
Well, we're not doing
Easy to play, 2 to 6 puts users.
Saver.
Download the app today.
After your first...
I'm not sponsored by them, so I don't want to.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death Weapon Meister Academy, where death rules. Literally, his name is Death.
Here, Lord Death tasks humans to become spiritually talented meisters of demon weapons.
AKA people who are also a weapon. No, really, they transform into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon pair kills and consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack the Fraud.
And so, the demon weapon Soul was paired with the dutiful rising star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about your classic teacher's pet. The kind of girl who leaves an apple on the desk and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework," and then we jump them.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon, he's a Scythe, and he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common
Of course she does.
goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they needed was 99...
By eating the souls of the 99 humans and one witch, souls can become death scythes. But the problem is that the final witch souls...
Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinary.
I could not have planned that any better with actually saying it at the same time Wiz said it.
Perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences
I'll search the entire world
from millions of yards away and can discern its nature, stability, and emotions.
Time for class.
Yeah, that's true. She definitely can see the emotions of Krona. The Death Weapon, 13 to 15. Human Scythe. Yeah, the Black Blood. Dude, when she had the black blood on her, she went nuts, bro. Like, the madness was starting to consume her.
And the two trained hard, but their styles kinda weird. Okay, so Maka guides Soul in the direction she wants to go, but Soul, the Scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Scythe status, F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper on the straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through soul resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Rather,
Soul Resonant, the master, sends her soul wheeling into the weapon.
wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw strength through.
Which then affirms it's as sending it back to the master.
Through each other. Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes that must merge at one alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's soul resonance.
Soul resonance creates a telepathic link
Are they
and
gonna get to like the manga feats though? Like when are we gonna get to some of the manga feats? Because those are crazy. Or are they just not gonna mention it and just focus on the anime? We did that, but you know, I would expect not Death Battle to do that.
surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool scythe moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works in
Alright, Hunter Slash, Sex You. I mean, they're mentioning a lot of her origins.
especially well against witches. And
they're showing like the stuff that she can do, but they haven't shown any like of the feats yet. They haven't even shown any manga panels yet.
other evil creatures, it's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a, unique encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got Soul in a jam. But thanks to Soul, she got over it, and even
They did not show like the actual madness clip. Like how do you not show that? How do you not show like her actually going psychotic with the black blood and the madness? Like, I mean, that like image is iconic.
welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the
here we
crazy parts. Bitch,
There it is. I guess I spoke too soon. Sorry.
you didn't expect that, Krona.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and upgrade their witch hunt to the even stronger Demon Hunt Slash. They went on even more missions to reap souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster than light speeds.
Okay, so they're acknowledging that Black Star is faster than light, so by default, then you have to say that Maka is.
And Maka could finally keep up with him.
Pair that with her fight with the demon tool
So, are you guys scaling her to Black Star?
Gopher who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered.
Mountains, and you've got
Okay, so Mountain Blast, Violent, rocks 16 kilos of TNT.
one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key.
I'm so useless on my own, but all the courage Maka's shown from the very start. Isn't this what it's been all about?
Key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths.
In the anime, Maka has a different final form in which she manifests her scythe blast from her body due to her father being a death scythe. This form does not appear in the original manga and thus is excluded. Okay. All right. Well, at least that's kind of surprising. Since I thought we were using all materials. I thought that was Death Battle's whole thing, to use all materials, but apparently not. At least for this battle, not, it seems like.
Played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave. So freaking metal!
At the same time, Soul discovered he could hack souls and directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally achieved Death Scythe! The dream's here, babe!
Consumed the souls of 198 humans and witches. Which precedes death. Kept up with Black Star and Death the Kid. Survived an attack. Spirit of the Cloud and created the moon. That was in the manga. And defeated Medusa Corona. Yeah, all those, I remember those.
So when Krona's own black blood reached its final stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's final exam.
Characters from Fire Force have shown greater feats than Soul Eater, but these are highly contested, and Maka would not scale to them. Okay, oh boy. I already know where this is fucking going. And I haven't even seen this yet. But I know my boy Manning is gonna already debunk this shit. Like, I haven't even seen, like, this right here, like, I haven't even seen his video, and I haven't even seen the result yet, or the battle, and I know that shit's gonna be, it's gonna be crapped on, because we just talked about that in the freaking stream. We just talked about Fire Force shit and fucking goddamn Soul Eater, like, because, oh my god, like, Manning, if you're looking at this right now, I already know. I haven't even seen this shit yet.
Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the Kishi.
And she passed! A+! Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon, punch holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness, and each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade, the Kishin Hunt Slash! Maka Chop! Now that's what I call absolute cinema!
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 4242564 whenever you want to knock on death's door.
Okay, I am a little concerned with some of the analysis they just did. Because they're just, like, not gonna include the feats from Fire Force, which Fire Force is it's the same universe as Soul Eater, and the fact that they're not going to count that as scaled, that concerns me. Now, they did acknowledge that Maka is light speed, though they said that Ruby is close to light speed, which, I mean, I'll concede she is hypersonic because of the dodging of the lightning feat in the last season at this time, or at the time of this video, is currently the last season, unless they decide to make a new one with Viz Media. But that's still not enough, bro. And I don't like how they didn't really define the speed. They just said, oh yeah, she's definitely light speed. But that's it. Yeah, okay. Okay. I haven't even seen this yet, so and because we just really talked about that in the live stream last Saturday. Manny like talked about some of this stuff already, and the fact that they're not using it. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this now. And I know Manny, I haven't seen this video yet. I know he uploaded it. I haven't seen it yet. But I have a feeling what some of the content's going to be in that now.
Congratulations to us.
Wiz, your ego is showing.
It always is. And why not? This death battle is episode 200.
Yay, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal, so we've got a big discount on our website to sell it.
You can only grab this discount in the next 2 weeks.
Salute Cinema.
Thank you.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Like I said, Maka, I think, will win. I hope she wins for all sanity, because if she doesn't win, the black madness is going to crumble down on my face right now. Like, I am going to get into the black madness. Black blood madness. If Maka doesn't win. But I have a feeling that, based on what I saw from the analysis, that Maka, if she does win, it's going to be dumbed down badly for the research. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see the absolute cinema. The animation looks great. I like the animation so far, but let's see. We'll see. Okay. Come on, Wiz. Come on, Boomstick. Let's go. All right. Here we go. Oh. All right. Here we go. Here we go.
It's time for a scythe battle!
Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out.
Wait, what? What the? Hold on. All right, wait. Okay, let me just go back. Sorry, there's some technical. Let's just go back. All right, here we go. Start it again.
Okay, it's official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul.
I do like the
Our
setup
target
here.
should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who are you looking for?
They actually drew a picture of Ruby the Lover. Who was the one who made the drawing?
Our target should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who are you looking for?
Right there.
Little Red Riding Hood, your humanity has strayed from its just path, and the Shinigami has called for you. Oh my gosh, your boyfriend turns into a scythe! Oh, that's so cool! Your soul is ours! I like my soul, thanks!
I mean,
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet! Focus. She's good, but we can handle it.
Let's go, Soul Regiment!
Soul, hurry! Interesting. Her soul forms a barrier. Try helping out.
Relax.
They haven't even done the soul.
黒基地が僕の中を駆け巡る何も僕を死んだりはしない花びらが舞い散る中僕は立ちはだかる全ての壁を打ち砕く炎に包まれた魂
Sorry, but I'll never stop fighting. I'm Ruby Rose, and I am a huntress!
Soul Adagio.
覚悟を感じられるか Ruby!
The wavelengths. Damn it, she's. Stay strong, Maka. You got this.
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
KO! Rest in peace, Ruby. But
Okay. That was an awesome animation, not gonna lie. I was concerned. Dude, when. Oh, God. They really did a good job baiting people on that one. Because a lot of the death battles. I'm so used to seeing a lot of the death battle fight formats. Usually when the characters go to their final forms or whatever like that, and the other character hasn't gone to a final form, usually that means the other character is going to win. That's usually how they do it. So when she went to her final form and Ruby hadn't done the Silver Eyes yet, I was like, oh no, this is not good. Like I was so worried when I seen that. But that was a good ending. Cut her in half. I don't mean it as a scythe. So Maka wins. That's good. Thankfully that sanity happens. But let's see what the research is, because there is some stuff already from the pre-analysis that I didn't like. So let's see what they say.
hey, it's not often you get to see scythe on scythe action like that.
Let's break this down with the 4 categories that best represent this matchup. First, strength.
Or a supercharged Ruby's strength way
So let me see if they give Maka all 4 categories, because if they don't give Maka all 4 categories, then there's some bullshit going on.
higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, Team Ruby did defeat Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and how far Harry had said they'd have to fly to avoid the blast, that's a 366 kiloton bomb.
It's possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Blood Maka got blasted by us.
Okay. The moon mass was increased to earlier Earth in the prequel series Fire Force by the character named Frigi. This is the reason why it flows in the air and self-subdued.
Right into the moon. Yeah, it's small.
Wait a minute. So you're going to count it for this, but you're not going to count it like for scaling characters? Like the
But its mass is the same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at 2 quadrillion tons of TNT. Over
Soul unique chain resilience to Maka stats for potency of Asura's fight. However, this was a much smaller app from the Black Blood dress, and he had stopped doing so before, or feet.
5 billion times higher than Vine.
So Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as clear cut.
Yeah, it actually was, but you kind of downplayed the speed.
Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Adam moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own shadow territory.
While Maka has said that Blackstar is stronger than her, she frequently keeps up in speed. The two can uniquely chain resistance, which requires equal combination. Maka's statement also does not factor in her black blood dress. Blackstar sears shadows faster than light. Yeah.
Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far.
Again, I am still thinking that they downplayed the speed here, but, you know.
Faster than this over time, and clearly gives more.
I don't think Ruby is as fast as, I don't think it's close like they're saying that it is. Like, I really think they're trying to make it look like, oh, yeah, Ruby is close in speed, you know, just to kind of make it look like it's more of an acceptable battle, but I don't think it's that close.
More than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%.
Then again, I can't really say that this mistake isn't understandable because I did make the same mistake in Cartoon Fight Club years ago. So, but of course that was 10 years ago. So when a lot of the feats weren't as defined as they are now, but you know.
Making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie. And their speed would...
Oh my god. You really gonna say it's a tie? You're really gonna go there?
This comparison close enough to call it a tie.
It's not close enough to be a tie. Less than light speed versus light speed. Even in your speed category, you have admitted that Maka is faster than light and Ruby is not. So how are you going to say it is a goddamn tie? That's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. Like, it is not a fucking tie. Which, again, it's... Maka's speed is way better than Ruby's. Like, her speed is not just faster than light. It's much faster than that. But again, they didn't include scaling Fire Force characters, which I knew would be a problem with this, which is why I was worried that Ruby might win for a second because of that. But while they're giving Maka the win, they are definitely downplaying Maka a lot in this fight already, just from the speed alone. Like, she still wins in their little category, but they are definitely trying to make Ruby seem much stronger in this fight than she actually should be. And I'm pretty sure Manning is covering that in his video, by the way, and I haven't even seen the video yet because obviously I didn't want to be spoiled on what happened.
And their speed would be key to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's SCYTHERY.
That's not a word.
Maka's SCYTHERY was pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's SCYTHERY was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that.
Rube trained the Crescent Road since the time at the Single Academy. Maka and Soul did not achieve Soul Resonance until the battle with... And moreover, Ruby is not only 4 years older than Maka, but her journey across Remlin took a minimum of a year longer than the events of Soul Eater's story. But again, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that she's been training for years, okay? That doesn't mean you're going to win a fight. Here's an example, okay? Gara versus Rock Lee, okay? Rock Lee has been training forever, you know, for several years under Mike, or actually, no, 2 years under Mike Guy, right? But they were training day in and day out. So Rock Lee can get, like, extremely good at taijutsu, right? In the end, it didn't matter. He still lost to Gara. Gara was someone who never trained, all right? He accepted the automatic defense as always not being able to be hit, right? He was used to never being hit, right? Okay? Despite all that, and despite Rock Lee giving him a run for his money, okay, because he was the first person to actually lay a hand on Gaara with Gaara's automatic defense, in the end, Gaara still won that fight. So this argument about, oh, well, Ruby has been training for years, so she has more experience than Soul and Maka, that's a stupid argument, okay? Because again, it doesn't matter, all right? It doesn't matter how long you've trained. Even if you give somebody a run for your money that is cocky, if they have the better skill sets to take you down, they're gonna take you down, okay? So again, this is such bullshit, okay? I'm sorry, it is. It's a bullshit argument that Wiz and Boomstick are making here.
Thing for way longer than Maka. Ruby's got SCYTHERY in the bag.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby.
No, she does not. Didn't they just say, wait a minute. Didn't they just say that this skill category, aka SCYTHERY, was the deciding factor of the fight? And yet they had Maka win, and yet they gave the skill to, or SCYTHERY, to Ruby. Which again is bullshit, by the way, because I just explained this to you, that just because she's trained for several years, and just because she's older than Maka, does not mean she wins the fight, or does not mean she gets the skills, or SCYTHERY, okay? That does not mean that she gets that. That is incorrect, okay? Like I just explained to you. I just explained it to you guys. Right off the top of my head, Gaara versus Rock Lee. Rock Lee was training every day with Mike Guy, and still could not beat somebody who never trained at all. Gaara never trained. He never trained to the extent to get better, okay? He was okay with his automatic defense. He was okay with his shields. He was okay with his Jinchuriki. He was okay with all those powers, okay, that he had. Okay, he accepted that. And yet, Rock Lee gave him a run for his money, but in the end, he still lost to Gaara because of all these powers. Okay? So again, her being older, her having more training, more experience doesn't mean anything. It does not prove that she wins the fight. Okay?
To avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better powers.
So, Aura's really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers,
again,
and so...
Basically, this fight basically went the way I predicted Death Battle was going to do it. They presented this fight in a way where they tried to make it seem like Ruby could have won. Which, if you know anything, okay, in terms of researching, like, the manga, you know, because if you research the anime, you might miss stuff, and it might be a better battle. Like, it really feels like Death Battle, even though they mentioned the manga and they used the manga form, okay, it really feels like that they tried to use more of Maka's anime skills here and kind of downplayed a lot of the manga feats to make this fight closer than it should be, okay? That's really what it feels like they did here. All right, and again, Cartoon Fight Club, we had Ruby win. Okay, yes, we did. But I have admitted that we got that fight wrong years later, okay? So, you know, that's what this really feels like. That's what it really feels like when I see this analysis, okay? Again, even when they literally just said that if SCYTHERY was the deciding factor, and yet it wasn't, because how is it a deciding factor if, you know, Maka won?
But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst, activating Dust, even powering up Crescent Rose takes juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
And Maka's powers are all about taking on souls. Maka had lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes? Her
Okay, yeah. Well, the Silver Eyes isn't as powerful as we originally thought. It's not.
anti-Grim eye beams. Turns out they were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative...
Look, I'm not going to say the Silver Eyes is a bad technique or anything like that because it isn't, but outside of the Ruby universe, it would be completely weak to some of the other powerful characters, especially a character like Maka. But in the Rubyverse, yes, it's a definitely great weapon, and it definitely has destructive TNT, but against characters like Soul Eaters, it's nothing.
Power of Grim is quite similar to Madness wavelengths, which power Black Blood, since
The Silver Eyes provides Ruby with a minor resistance to emotional manipulation, but the Madness wavelengths can include these effects to target that resistance, such as power. Ruby was also affected by the Emerald, making it unlikely that she can negate the Magnus. Yeah, I agree with the Madness.
anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out Black Blood, the Silver Eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than Ruby. Maka takes powers, because when
She should have everything, but, you know, what you can do, it's death battle.
she rose to the occasion, Ruby didn't stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait, his name is Soul Evans?
What, you didn't know that?
Next time on Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member to see...
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay, anyways. All right. Boy, oh boy. So, God, we went way longer than I thought we would go. Oh, God, this... Okay, so the outcome was right. The research was pooty. Okay? Animation, 10 out of 10. Research, 4 out of 10. Outcome, I mean, the verdict was right. Like, the winner was right. 10 out of 10, but the research was 4 out of 10. That was horrible. Totally down. They totally downplayed Maka in this fight. I'm sorry. They totally downplayed Maka in this fight. Like, they tried so hard to make this fight seem like it was 50-50. And this was just totally wrong. Like I said, the experience argument is very flawed. Again, just because she's older than her and that she's been training longer than her, that makes her able to win in skills or SCYTHERY. That's just such bullshit. Like, that's such a bullshit argument. And again, I already proved this. I proved it in 1 second. Rock Lee versus Gara. Right there. That's such a bullshit argument. The speed argument is bullshit. Like, they even said that she's literally not faster than light. Maka is faster than light, but somehow it's tied. How? How are you going to say somebody is lesser than faster than light speed? Okay? And then the other character is which, first of all, Maka is even faster than faster than light. Let's just put it that way right now, especially if you go by the manga speed. Okay? So let's just put that shit to bed right now. Okay? Okay, if you want to use the anime, then I can understand the argument. But they were using manga, okay, Maka. So, no, That's such bullshit. Okay? I don't even care anymore. You want to say whatever you want to say. That is such a bullshit argument. Okay? I mean, I haven't even watched Manning's video yet, and I know he's covering this in his video. All right. By the way, go check out Roaring Thunder produced video because I already know he's covered this, and I haven't even seen it yet because I had to wait to watch this. Okay, so I already know he covered this, but I'm saying it right now. Like, their logic is so flawed. Like, I mean, let's just forget about the downplay of the speed for a second here. Let's just forget the downplayed speed they gave to Maka here. Okay? Just forget about it for a second. Their own words were, and quote, that Maka is faster than light and Ruby is not faster than light, just under it. Okay? But yet, somehow, the edge is a draw. How does that make sense? See, please, explain to me how that makes sense. That doesn't make logical sense. You do understand the logic of faster than light versus hypersonic, right? Okay? Faster than light is way faster than hypersonic. There's no way a hypersonic speed is going to be able to see faster than light. That just doesn't make sense. Okay? Like, this argument is dumb. It is dumb. This is like the equivalence of like, for my Dragon Ball Z fan, this is the equivalence of Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, right? And Super Saiyan Goku from the Frieza saga are able to somehow be tied in speed. That is like the equivalence of what they're saying, basically. That would be basically like saying Frieza Goku can keep up with Cell Saga Goku, okay? To make it even more of an easier comparison. You know, that's basically what they're saying. They're basically saying that Super Saiyan Goku's speed is even with Cell Saga Goku, okay? That's what they're basically saying, which makes no freaking sense, okay? That is goddamn stupid. That is just a stupid logic, okay? I had a feeling that this was gonna. I had a feeling either Maka was gonna win because the research was pretty flawed, you know, where they balanced it somehow to make it seem like it was close, or they were going to try and you know, somehow justify Ruby winning, which they kind of almost did here, but they didn't. Because they gave Maka the power edge. But, oh my god, this is bad. This is bad. I just love the animation, though. 10 out of 10 on the animation. I'm not going to argue with the animation. I love the execution from the beginning with how they set up the fight, because that does make sense within character for Maka, as well as Ruby just confronting her, you know, and what she's looking for. The fight execution, the choreography was great. The unexpected way they ended the fight was great. So I'm not going to complain with it. I love the animation. It's probably one of the best animations I've seen yet from Death Battle. And I'm not even... I know the recent one I reacted to, Miles Morales and Deku, was pretty good, though the ending was quite confusing. This one was executed very well. I loved it. So that's the best thing about it. The best thing about it is the animation. 10 out of 10 for that. Research, 4 out of 10. Like, the research was not good for this fight. That's all I'm going to say about it. Not going to say anything more about it. We're an hour into this episode. So if you're still here, thank you very much. Make sure to comment, rate. If you like this video or my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for the latest content. Thank you. Yeah, that's about it, I would say. Make sure to subscribe, though. Thumbs, bell, subscribe. But yeah, I'm out of here. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out. Peace. Peace. Also, make sure, besides my YouTube channel, to follow me on the Twitch, Instagram. I do have a Discord link in the description where we discuss various topics, including this one here. And now I'm out. Peace.